Hello. So today I wanted to do a little bit of update for my mental health in general. Again, for those who aren't familiar, you can look in if it's on Facebook, you can look on Six Petals about information on the little tabs on the Facebook page, or Instagram. You can look up in my bio of my homepage, and you get an idea of my diagnoses, a little bit about myself, and a little snippet. So I wanted to provide a little mental health update because I have been using my CPAP machine at night because I have sleep apnea. It's mild, but it's still significant enough to affect my mental health and physical health overall. And just life changes since getting my new psychiatrist. Things are a little different now too. So I wanted to provide a little update so that y'all can see that this changes over time as I'm in this journey of figuring out, like, especially my medicines and just learning about all these different conditions, really taking my mental health, emotional well-being head on and working on it. So this is the work. So right now I've been using my CPAP machine for a good week. And currently I am, for medications, I am coming off of one, coming back onto another. So, I don't know if any of you are familiar with music, so I'm decrescendoing and crescendoing. Two medications. That's what comes to mind because I used to play trumpet when I was little. So if you're not familiar with like medicine or whatever, so I'm in between medicines, and I've also introduced a medicine that my psychiatrist prescribed for me that helps with my nightmares. So part of PTSD, for me, it's chronic PTSD, which is known as CPTSD. The sleep apnea was involved in this too. I learned from my psychiatrist this week that the reason I remember so many of my dreams was because of the fact that I spend, without the CPAP machine, most of my sleep in light sleep mode. So my body's conscious enough to register the dreams that I have. Now, everybody dreams and has like tons of dreams every night, but that's usually so with healthy sleeping, you go in your deep sleep cycle and your REM cycle. And if you go through those, you aren't going to remember your dreams as much. So I guess the less dreams you remember, the better. But for me, having been in light sleep mode for as far back as I can remember, and having CPTSD, all I did was, like, when I went to sleep, like, I know I would tell my psychologist a lot, like, I'm tired all the time, because even when I rest or sleep, it's just nightmares. I go off to nightmare land. So, like, when I was little, as far back as I can remember, all my dreams are nightmares. When I was little, my dreams were mostly tornado dreams. And when I was younger, especially, so I watched the movie Twister with Mel. No, that's not Mel. No, that's not Mel. Why would I say Mel? Whatever. So I don't know actors or actresses' names. I don't know celebrities or famous people. But I watched Twister when I was about 6-7 years old. And I fell in love with the movie, really fell in love with tornadoes. I'm to this day fascinated by nature. Like, even where I live, there was a tornado watch last night, so that was like really cool. And then my fascination with severe weather is also part of my life of trauma, and I might explain that in this video. Depends on how much time I spend talking about my mental health update. And so as far back as I can remember, my nightmares are tornadoes, and like my family of origin and I were in the dreams, and we always like were trying to escape, or even if I wasn't with my family of origin, those nightmares, my life was at stake, and I would be trying to save my life, basically, like trying to survive. And so just the rest of my life, I've always had nightmares of some kind. I've had like, I don't even, so I watched scary movies with my mother and my immediate younger sister when I was younger in high school, middle school, because that's what they like to watch. So if I wanted time with them, it was like watching scary movies. So I don't like scary movies. I haven't watched a scary movie since 2011 when I moved out after completing high school. As an empath, I put myself into movies that I watch, and as scary as it is, like, I have to know how the movie ends. The two movies that I have not been able to get through are Pet Sematary. I had to stop. I couldn't. Oh my gosh, like, I couldn't finish it. And for any of you who know, and this is kind of funny, but Horror Express, I could not finish that one either. Like, yeah. So those two are two scary movies that I could not finish. But I've watched lots of other ones. So maybe that's where I get my super vivid dreams, especially when I was pregnant. So I've had 4 pregnancies in my life, and fortunately all of them came to term, and they're my 4 beautiful children. Yes, pregnancy dreams are real, and with all the changes going on within, it makes your it can make your dreams very vivid. So I already have very vivid dreams in the first place, like in color, crisp, clear. I wake up from dreams, pregnant or no, having to remind myself, like, okay, I have to like stabilize myself, ground myself, like, okay, this is your reality and this is your dream. And even throughout some days, depending on how emotionally impacting the dream was, I'll go throughout the whole day like, okay, no, that was your dream. Anyways, so my mom brain kicked in and I kind of forgot what I was saying. I know I'm talking about nightmares, so I'm gonna get back on track with that. Oh, right, the complexity of my dreams, my nightmares specifically. They can be like, when I was pregnant, my last pregnancy, especially the beginning of the pregnancy, I had a lot of like zombie apocalyptic nightmares. Like, and it's not just like I would like see a zombie or something. Like, no, like I was in the midst of the zombie apocalypse, like people getting their heads cut off and like the very gruesome, gory details, and you know, people getting stabbed and things coming at me, and like all the details. It's not like a cartoon where like the knife just goes in the leg and comes out and without any blood or something on it. No, it's like everything. So like end of the world things, like people killing each other and people running, chasing after each other. So like I'll have that kind of thing, and I would wake up and I'll be waking up just out of a dead sleep, it felt like, but right before I would die, I'd wake up and I'm like physically, like not in the dream, but like in real life, I'd wake up like, and I'd be like sweating, and so I've learned that that's actually, there's the CPTSD, PTSD, but I learned part of it's actually probably my sleep apnea, and my body that was a way for my body to wake itself up to get more oxygen, because with sleep apnea, the oxygen, from the test I found, I actually have a really good level of oxygen for somebody with obstructive sleep apnea, which is good because that's less chances of me dying in my sleep. But me waking up like that, the sudden, and like, just, oh my goodness. And my blood pressure's up, my heart's just racing. I thought it was just from the nightmares. So it can't be from the nightmares, but maybe it was correlated with the sleep apnea. Maybe my body was using the nightmares to wake me up to get more oxygen and breathe. So fortunately with a CPAP machine, I am able to remember less dreams. I might remember like 1 or 2 snippets of dreams, even though they're still pretty emotional. So right now I'm working with a medicine that my psychiatrist prescribed. It's called Prazosin. It was originally used for veterans, male veterans, for erectile dysfunction. So this is the world of medicine. A lot of medicines will be made primarily for one goal, and then it'll work to help other things. And in this case, Prazosin was created with the intention of erectile dysfunction, but it's actually helped better with nightmares, lowers blood pressure so that your body doesn't go, you know, like allowing yourself to have those high blood pressure experiences. So, I am currently trying to figure out how much prazosin I need per night, and my psychiatrist explained how it works, and it doesn't interact with other medicines, and exactly how it works with my body. And so far it's helping. It's helping. I'm still trying to figure out that. So I'm coming off of one medicine for my anxiety and depression, and I'm going back on another one that I was on, which is Zoloft. I'm getting back on the Zoloft, coming off of Cymbalta, getting back on Zoloft. I'm also trying to figure out how much prazosin I need per night. It only affects me during the hours that I sleep. It's not something every 24 hours like my Zoloft and Cymbalta. And then so that's where I am at with my medicines for my mental health. And so, and you know, like, life's really stressful, life goes on. So even though I'm going in between these things, and then also a woman, so I cycle, and I'm a young woman, so yes, I still do have periods. So I've got hormonal imbalances, and I'm 8 months postpartum. So my hormones are everywhere, so I've got hormones everywhere from being a woman, and a mother, and medicines for my mental conditions, trying to help myself sleep, get that restorative sleep, and there's just a lot going on. And then, you know, life goes on. My last video, I mentioned I had a fight with my husband. That is stressful, because for me, that causes me to instead spend my time weekends like this deciding what I want to do with my life, what's best for me, what's best for my kids. And so, you know, there's a lot that goes on, and this is, I believe, one of the main reasons that people avoid helping themselves with their mental and emotional health, is there's a lot that goes on with it. Like, not even just financial. It is an investment financially, but it's also an investment of time. It is an investment of emotion. You're going to face emotions that you otherwise don't, even if you're not consciously aware of it, that you don't want to deal with. And like, life's already tough as it is. Why am I going to put on another project? But what I challenge people to do is you need to do that, because if you're the only person losing out is yourself. The more you avoid your mental health, your emotional health, the more you're missing out on yourself, living your best life, your own happiness, your own well-being. So I do encourage people, if you do have the means to obtain services, whether it's just starting with a therapist for psychology, counseling, that's a good place to start, because you can find programs that have that for free through your employer, through your church, through your religious service, whatever religion you are. Even if you follow some counseling groups on Instagram or Facebook, like, even it's a start. So once you start going head on onto your emotional and mental well-being, that helps you physically, and just as you progress physically, it's going to help you mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So anyways, this is where I'm at currently with my mental health journey. I'd like to do more updates like this, so that people are aware of what all is encompassed in doing the work of healing and growth for yourself to get to the best version of yourself, which is really where I hope everybody hopes to be. And to be continued. As of now, I still have nightmares. I'm working on my depression and anxiety, working on the medicine, and I will have another update for now. I'm ready to also bring in my physical well-being, just getting that holistic approach, and managing life day to day. You take it one day at a time, sometimes 1 minute at a time, 1 hour at a time, whatever you need to do. That is where I'm at.